Ehart got a new bike. Obviously, if you're not following my Instagram, you wouldn't know this. Instagram did get an announcement kind of early. I think Twitter did as well. I think Facebook is still lingering behind. Oh, 35. That's just a fucking joke, right? This is not 35 kind of territory, which I have no idea where I am on this fucking road. We're going to... No, wait. I know where I am. I want to go this way. So I don't really know where I am, but I sort of recognize the area, and I think this is the way I want to go. But I can't be positive. I'm not sure. Make sure you're following my social media, like I said before, so you can stay up to date. If you're not following my social media, you have not gotten the announcement that I got a new bike. The GSXR 750. So I had to travel all the way to Pennsylvania to pick this bike up, where I also had decided, I was like, well, fuck, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not as bad as it sounds. I live in Michigan. Pennsylvania isn't all that close, but this was barely over the PA line. The total drive to go and pick this up was about 5.5 hours, so that's really not that bad. However, Pennsylvania has way better roads than Michigan. Like, way better. I couldn't decide if I was buying the bike. Like, I kept talking myself into it and talking myself out of it, and then talking myself into it, and then talking myself out of it. So when I went to Pennsylvania, I didn't have any kind of a plan. And then I was like, fuck it. Like, if I'm going, I'm staying a couple of extra days and exploring and checking shit out. But because it was such a last-second decision, I didn't decide to leave until Friday night at like 10 o'clock at night. No, 11 o'clock at night, midnight. I don't know, something like that. And then I left at like 1 a.m. I don't even know, dude. It was wee hours of the fucking morning, I can tell you that. We ended up stopping at a hotel to take like a 4-hour nap, which I can tell you right now, dude, hotels get weird if you call them at like 6 a.m. and go, can I just... Like, what time is check-in? They're like 11. I'm like, it's 6 a.m. What the fuck do you mean I have to check out at 11 in like 5 hours? There's not a whole lot of hotels that will accommodate that kind of a request. I mean, even a 7 a.m. check-in, they're like 11. I'm like, well, then can I pay half price? And they're like, no, full price. 7 a.m. to 11. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking out of your mind. That's 4 hours, you jackass. Was finally able to talk one of these hotels into giving us until 2 p.m. So we checked in at 7 a.m. Probably went to sleep at about 8 or 9. It took us a hot minute to like drift asleep. And then we got up about an hour before we had to be out. So we didn't get a whole lot of sleep, and that was about an hour away from the final destination. I was just winging it. I didn't make any plans in advance. It goes with my keychain of let's get lost. I was just like, you know what? At this direction and this direction, those look like good ways to go. So I ran my Ride with GPS app, and that's the app that I normally make these journeys on, because you don't need cell service. It runs 100% off GPS. You can download your map for offline use. When I go out to these other states and out in the mountains and stuff, I almost never have any service. So that is my go-to app because I don't need cell service. Other thing that I do with that app, and this is what I did in Pennsylvania, because I didn't make a plan ahead of time, and there was no map for me to follow, you can just hit a button that says go ride. And when you hit go ride, it GPSes you and it follows you. And when you're all done, you can hit reverse, and it'll take you back exactly how you just came. That was what I was doing in Pennsylvania. Just completely fucking winging it. I didn't have any kind of a plan. There was no Google mapping. It was just, you know what, I think I want to go this way and I think I want to go that way, and if I can't figure out my way back, I will GPS my ass back the same exact way that I came. So that is what I did. I wish I had some footage to show you guys from that trip. I took all kinds of videos and photos, and then a little, I don't even know how to put it, mishap happened with the device. And every fucking thing that I did got erased. I even tried to back up this, I can't even call it information, I guess you call it information. I tried to back up the device to Google Drive, and Google Drive failed me. So like, actually what I've been noting is that about 80% of the time when I try to upload shit to Google Drive fails. That is an awfully high failure rate, Google. Pay Google money for the amount of gigs that I have on the drive, but the bottom line is, and I'm going to end up losing my backup shit because your shit fucking fails. Why the fuck am I paying you any money? Like, I'm thinking about switching to something like Dropbox. I would love to show you guys some pictures and clips, but I don't have any. I do have GoPro footage, don't get me wrong. There'll be a video or two. At least from the GoPro footage. It's just anything and everything I did with the phone ended up a complete wash. It created the folder, but then didn't actually upload any of the images. So actually what was lost was over 2,000 images and several different actual videos. So yeah, I traveled all the way to Pennsylvania to pick this bad boy up. Enjoyed it for about 450 miles of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Maryland. Got to do a good percentage of the bike breaking in down there. Got its first oil change as soon as it came back. I am flip-flopping a few things around. Of course, my bike said 50, so my speedo's off by quite a bit, actually. Hello, BP. Should probably get some gas while I'm here. I purposely went out and sought out a 2018 model. I paid less for this bike brand new than I paid for the 600, and at that it's on a 0% APR. So I don't know, dude. I really couldn't beat that, even though parts of me wanted to just wait. It was a nice time. I really wanted to go into the 1000 class, but you know, I've sat on a couple. Weight-wise, they definitely feel heavier. To guys, that may not be as big of a deal. I'm not saying that women can't ride a 1000 because they're too heavy, because obviously lots of women have 1000s. And some of them, I'm sure, are shorter than me. But for me, personally, and it's a personal thing, I mean, we all got our things, I really like being able to touch the ground. So I know that sounds kind of fucked up. Some of you guys are like, well, I'm short, I still ride. I mean, the fact of the matter is, though, and I'm having to do some things with the bike that are not just straight pulling it into my paved garage and back out. I'm having to use ramps and make maneuvers and push it around and do things that are outside of my comfort zone. I see motorcycles. I see motorcycles. I should go follow them. So anyways, yeah, I'm having to push it on, you know, ground that is not concrete. Like I said, using ramps and things, and doing some things that I'm really are outside of my comfort zone, are outside of the easy maneuverability and all this other stuff. So that really weighed in partly on my decision as well, because I have to be able to do things with my bike on my own. I can't be asking people for help all the time. And because of that, I am very comfortable on this size. I can touch the ground flat foot, so if I'm in a little bit of a weird situation, I do have that to my advantage. Then we have the weight aspect. I mean, I know they've come really far in reducing the weight on like the 1000s and stuff. However, not enough. I mean, even this one's too heavy. This one actually feels heavier to me than the 600. I know technically it is heavier by like 7 pounds. I don't know if it's the 7 pounds I'm feeling or if it is truly almost what I feel like it is it's not even the 7 pounds that I'm feeling. It almost feels like somehow or another the center of gravity or more weight came higher up in the bike. It isn't quite as low as it was on the 600, and because of that I feel like it's a lot heavier than it is, even though it's not. Us girls, man, or even short people, or people that are not super strong, like we definitely have some issues. We definitely have some things that we got to deal with. It's definitely a little bit more challenging for us. Like even, you know, some of you, I'm sure, don't give a whole lot of thought to where you're parking your motorcycle. I have to give a lot of thought to where I'm parking it because in a lot of situations I cannot push it backwards. If I'm on the grass, there's a good chance it's not going backwards. If I'm in the gravel, there's a good chance that it's not going backwards and I'm going to be in forward only. If there's a hill, I am not going backwards. Things that have to be thought about. Really have to be. Well, anyhow, those are some of the reasons why I chose to get the 750 instead of the 1000.